Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. A little bit of a different video today. There's no next level adventure. I'm not climbing a mountain or doing anything crazy. I'm actually here on Koh Samui with Miss P and we're visiting Flora and Note. We've actually come down here to look at some land that is for sale. So we've come to check it out and see the lay of the land and discuss the possibility of potentially buying it, but that might be for a future video. We'll share our journey, whether we get land, whether we buy property or not. I'm potentially thinking about this plot of land. It's not much to look at right now, obviously, you have to visualize. So at this stage, we're just looking. We've actually been to a few different plots of land this morning, just looking at other options. But because we're here on Koh Samui, enjoying catching up with our friends, and we recently just kind of hit a long milestone. We've just got to 3.5 years on YouTube. Flora and Note have just celebrated their 4th birthday on the platform, and we just thought we wanted to sort of catch up and kind of look back and look forward and assess like this decision to leave our jobs. I was a teacher, Flora and Note had their own businesses and worked online and worked for other people, but now we've all kind of been doing this by ourselves for quite a long time. So we thought we would have a little bit of a chat about that. I also want to share a funny story about me and Miss P's first date, because it started just down here and it was supposed to end right here, but we never quite made it. So we'll tell you that funny story, and then we're going to sit down with Flora and Note and we're going to kind of interview each other a little bit. It's a sit down, chatty, catch up type of video. No real adventure today. So just relax. And if you have any questions, any follow up that you'd like to know, then please leave your questions in the comments. Okay, so this is where 3 years ago I pulled up on Dreamy and I was going to meet Miss P for the first time. She was staying at this hotel, the Privilege Hotel, and I had Dreamy parked here and I was very nervous because I was going on a hot date on Samui. And then I saw you coming down the stairs. Do you remember, babe?
Yeah, I remember.
What were your first impressions when you came out here and you saw me on my motorbike? Did you think?
No, I was a bit nervous.
To go on a date?
Yeah.
Or on the bike?
The date and the bike.
Yeah, because obviously I had a tiny little Honda and I was picking her up for our hot date on Dreamy. And I said, okay, so where do you want to go? And you said?
I said that we should go to the roof. Like, I have no idea, right? It was my first time in Samui, and I was like, okay, this restaurant looks pretty nice, so maybe we can go up there.
Yeah, so I said, okay, we'll go on my motorbike, is that all right? And she said, fine. She got on the back of the motorbike, and the turn-off is only about 5 minutes down the road. But our date didn't really get off to the best start, did it?
Maybe not.
So I picked her up here. This is the first time I saw her 3 years ago, almost to the day. And about 5 minutes later, disaster struck. We'll show you what happened.
Where to?
So now can you take us to the roof?
The roof.
But obviously we won't be able to drive up there.
Maybe we will.
Maybe we will. We're in Flora and Note's
Hello.
Jeep that
We're
they're borrowing from their neighbours. They don't trust Rocket to go up this hill.
No way Rocket can make it there.
No, the PTSD is coming.
Or should I stop here first? Then you can walk and film.
Yeah. Okay, so what happened is I picked her up, she got on the back of Dreamy, and we started following Google Maps, and you were on the back seat holding your phone.
No, I didn't hold my phone.
No?
No, of course not. Not on the bike.
And as you can see, this road is super steep.
It's really steep.
In fact, if you want to go to the roof where we're going, you can pay 100 baht. It's a 100 baht note?
I think so, yeah.
100 baht and a truck will take you up. That's how you do it safely, responsibly. So we get to this point. I remember this now. This is where it happened.
Okay, but can I just not walking?
Come on, just stand here.
I feel like I'm going to
Come on.
die again.
So
It's PTSD.
at this point, Dreamy is in second gear and she's revving really, really heavily. And I'm like, oh my God, am I going to make it? Is Dreamy going to make it? You know, she's a small bike and we have a passenger. And I downshifted into first and nothing happened. The engine just cut out. We stopped and then we started to roll backwards.
God.
You were like, oh, and I said, get off. You know, I said, jump.
You didn't say, you said it in your mind.
Oh, I said it in my mind. And so Dreamy went backwards like this, turned like this. She flew off, banged her head, rolled down here. Her glasses fell off. Dreamy crashed on top of her glasses. I was fine. I didn't have anything wrong, but you had a cut on your head?
No, like tiny because I had my hair clipped in the back and like I didn't wear a helmet, which is bad, but we don't have helmet that time. You only have one. Not sure.
Did that not give you the helmet?
Maybe you offer, but it's just a Thai thing that we don't wear other people's helmet because it might be dirty. On my elbow and a little bit in the back.
Yeah.
Not too bad for
I
the
was
accident.
so embarrassed because I knew she was fine. I knew she hadn't, you know, life-threatening injuries. It was just a little scary thing that happened. But I was so embarrassed, so mortified. Dreamy was just lying on the floor. You were lying on the floor. And oh God, I've never felt so embarrassed in my life. So you dusted yourself off. I said, are you okay?
I basically did backflip twice down the road.
Because what you probably can't see on camera, guys, is how steep this turn is. And I think they've actually repaved this. This used to be a bit more gravelly.
Muddy, yeah.
A bit more gravelly.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I took you to the pharmacy. We just cancelled the date.
No, but we have the Thai guy. He
came to rescue us.
Yeah. He drive like a pickup truck or something. He came down. I was like, help, please.
Help, yeah. You went off with him.
Yeah, he actually offered me like, it's okay. We go on the bike down there to the pharmacy. I'm like, no, I'm going in the car.
Yeah. I felt terrible because your glasses,
Yeah.
reading glasses, broke. So I offered to pay for a new one. So the first thing we did is we went, after the pharmacy, we went to the mall, Central
yeah.
World, and I bought
Not
her some new
Central,
reading
Central,
glasses. I
somewhere.
was like, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Anyway, we ended up licking our wounds, going to a different place. Chi, was it
Yeah,
called?
in
Chi.
the
We had some
evening.
food there and we finished our date and it was lovely. But we bonded over that accident. In fact, like, what anniversary? Second anniversary or first anniversary when you got me that cake?
Oh, the first
Or
one.
was it my birthday?
Yeah, it's your birthday.
So for my birthday, she still thinks it's funny. She made me this beautiful birthday cake with an image of the accident in the icing, which I thought was really sweet. And anyway, we just thought we would share this quick funny story because that was our first date, and it's our third anniversary is coming up. So we're finally going up this hill to go to the place we were supposed to go on our first date.
In the car.
In our car. With you guys in your 4x4, so we feel brave enough to get up there. You still have PTSD, right?
Yeah, like when I walk up here, it feels, unbalanced and steep, and I don't know, my legs were shaky.
Okay, well let's go have our first date for real this time. 3 years later.
If this didn't happen and I took the truck, the relationship would
Especially
have
if I have a
changed
bad vision.
forever.
If you walk in a zigzag, it's better.
No, don't trust him. Just walk slow.
We made it! Thank you guys!
Safe and sound.
Wow.
That was a scary drive.
We also wouldn't have made it with Rocket, so it was like good timing this time to do this together.
How do you feel that we're finally here?
Yay!
I think it goes without saying, if you do want to visit this restaurant on your trip to Samui, don't try and get up here on your rental scooter. Get the safe 4x4 taxi. Oh, you can see the airport, you can see Moonstone, Koh Phangan, Central World. Now I know why people live up on the hills, the millionaires with their beautiful villas, because the views are just absolutely incredible. Happy first date!
Yay!
We have never seen Samui from this perspective.
Yeah, because if we were a jungle club, it would be more Lamai side, but this is beautiful. This is very Thai though, you can hear the music.
Yeah.
Very Thai, but also the clientele is Thai. Long-awaited photo.
So yeah, it was great to finally make it up to the Roof restaurant and finally arrive at our intended date spot, albeit 3 years later. The views up here are arguably some of the best on the island, and we were all blown away by just how beautiful the island looks from way up here. I think I need a longer straw.
What is that? Jelly inside.
The food was absolutely delicious, and we highly recommend the steamed fish in the lime sauce. Honestly, it was gorgeous, absolutely delicious. And then once we'd had our lunch, it was time to sit down to share our feelings about being full-time YouTubers for the past 3 to 4 years and reflect. How was your meal?
It was really good. I'm surprised actually how good it was up here.
The best steamed fish I had so far on the island.
Really?
Yes.
It was really good.
I feel like every YouTuber says that, right?
Well, the reason we didn't come up here though is because we thought the food's gonna be like, okay. And also after hearing your story, I was like, I don't want to risk it.
Sounds too dangerous.
to come up this hill.
But it is worth coming up here. We can vouch for this place. And the view is fantastic. It's gotten a little bit overcast and it might rain technically any second. So we just thought, for the last part of this video, because this is just a relaxed kind of recap really. Your channel's now 4 years.
We just hit 4 years
literally
old.
just 4 years
A couple
old,
days
yeah.
ago.
And I'm 3.5 years into this chapter of my life, I like to call it. And sometimes it's good to look back, isn't it? Or that to sort of just assess where you are in life. Are you happy? What's the future hold? Like, because one of the things I get asked quite often is, when are you going to get a real job?
Yeah, we get that less now, but first 2 years, all the time.
So I thought a good way to kind of like reminisce, look back, and also analyze what it's been like for both of us. You're a couple channel, I'm a solo travel channel, but we're both in the same ballpark, right? Is maybe just ask each other some questions.
Yeah, we came up with a few already.
Conversation, a bit of maybe we'll learn like some valuable stuff from each other, and hopefully it's interesting to anyone who's been subscribed to this channel and their channel. And if you've just ever thought about getting into YouTube, this is what it's like 3.5 years into it.
Well, this question is something that we asked ourselves as well. So what is the hardest part for you about being a YouTuber? Or maybe it's more like the worst part about being a YouTuber.
What's the worst part? It's hard to think of something, isn't it, for a while? Because you're like, okay, I have my freedom. I don't have a boss. I can take a day off if I want. We can fly to Samui if we want. Freedom's definitely the best thing. But the worst thing maybe, you know what it is like when I see other YouTubers like in Bangkok or anywhere vlogging, and I don't know who they are, but I can tell they have a YouTube channel because they've got the camera with the microphone and the tripod and everything. And I see them and they're walking along and they're talking and they look so bubbly and upbeat, and I just go, oh my God, that's me. I do that for a living, how cringe. You know, it's like inherently cringy to point a camera at yourself, to think that you're interesting enough or important enough to have content filmed about you. You know, it's very self-indulgent, quite cringe in its own nature. And so when I see someone that I've never met doing it, it's different when it's someone I know and we're making a video together, like us or Gary in Bangkok, whatever. So yeah, probably the worst thing is realizing that I'm one of those cringy people that film themselves for a living. And I'm like, oh no, that's me.
I think that's why we downgraded and have a smaller camera now, so it's not as obvious.
Yeah, these guys, so I have this Sony camera, not super expensive, it's kind of like mid-range. It's about $1,500 US for the whole lens, mic, camera body situation. You guys are downgraded to the Pocket 3, but if you've watched any of their recent content, how long have you been using this camera?
Just the past few months.
Few months, so in all of their recent Thailand island videos, we watched some of it last night when we were taking a piss out of each other. It does look incredible and it's so small, so this is not an ad for DJI Pocket 3, but...
Sometimes small is good.
Like we also think that we have the dream life we never expected to have. We have the freedom to travel and everything that you've mentioned before.
Yeah.
But the lack of routine. And before we had more routine when we actually lived here. and we just travel, come back, travel, come back. Kind of how you live in Bangkok now, and you have more of a routine, which you love so much. Routine.
Well, that's the question I always ask you, isn't it? Whenever I meet you guys, I'm like, are you not sick of being on the
Yeah.
road? Do you not miss Smooey? Do you not miss the gym? And you know,
We flipped though. When we first met,
yeah.
we had the routine,
Yeah.
and you were always on the
I
road.
used to think you guys were lazy.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys only make one video a week, and you go and film, and then you just chill and do nothing for a month and upload one a week. That's so lazy.
Yeah.
And then, but secretly, I was really envious of your lifestyle because I was like, oh, they've got it made. They make their YouTube channel and the algorithm work for you. You don't work for the algorithm. So yeah, it's interesting how we split.
So tempted because we were like, Paddy said, we need to make at least 2 videos a week for our channel to grow. And then we're like, should we not? And then in the end, we're like, no, just be consistent, which was
Consistency is important.
something that we think was really important for our growth of the channel, was just to be consistent every week. No matter what happens, we put out one video.
I think a related question, because I also put this out on Instagram today here, just thought like I'll ask the followers on Instagram if they have any questions related to like this milestone of like 3.5 years, 4 years. And there's a guy follows me called Van List, and he says, do you still feel freedom in creating content, or is it all algorithm based? You know, are we just feeding the algorithm? Are we going to places? Are we doing things because we want to, or are we doing things, making videos because we know it's what the algorithm tells us to do? So are we, yeah, we don't have a manager, we don't have a boss or a supervisor, but we have this YouTube algorithm, which in a sense is a
Control.
control, isn't it? Yeah. So how do you feel about that?
For us, it's 80% and 20%.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
80% we travel for 2
Us.
places we like and we enjoy. And we also think about the destination. If we enjoy it, the second question would be, is it good for YouTube?
Also, you have to consider what kind of audience are you going to gain
Attract,
to make
yeah.
that certain content, right? Especially with travel, you know, if you go to certain areas, typically those videos do really well. A local, regional audience will get on board with you, subscribe en masse, but then when you leave, you're left with a huge audience that are no longer engaged, which can really hurt you. On the most part, I travel like to Switzerland because that was, I mean, if you look at my audience and my channel and my content, it doesn't really point like, oh, let's go to Switzerland. You know, it's a bit away from Asia and Thailand. So it was a bit of a risk to do it, but I wanted to just do it anyway. Same with Italy, same with South America. Antarctica was a dream come true. Like,
China is a country that we feel like, oh, people go there, there's a lot of views and stuff, but still our approach to how we explore a country is also like
The things
an
we enjoy
80-20,
doing.
you know what I mean? Like we have a big city like Shanghai, but within China, it's like, where do we really want to go? Because if we're not excited about the actual place we're going to film, you can definitely tell.
Now that you reveal pitchy in a lot of videos in your channel, have you ever thought about changing it into a couple channel and then be cool like us?
Like Flora
Paddy
knows?
and
Yeah.
Pitchy.
Yeah.
If she decided like, no, I want to get into YouTube, let's do a couple thing, I would say, okay, but we would start a second channel. Okay. Secondly, I don't think that's going to happen, right?
No, I prefer you to do your own things and I do my own thing.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Like actually,
But you guys are so good together. Like people
Yeah,
enjoy
but-
watching both of you in one video.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be all about me.
Yeah.
It's just like your journey.
yeah. Like actually on our first date, well, maybe it was our second date or third, I said, oh, by the way, I have a YouTube channel and I make YouTube videos and, you know, I film what I do. Like, how would you feel if you were in the background or if I approached you whilst I was filming and you were like, nah, I'd rather not. So that was our mindset for the next like 2 years. 2 years, I didn't even ask her to be in a video. And then at one point I thought, do you mind being in? And you were like, yeah, okay, fine. It's time. You know? And now that we've been dating for 3 years, it's like, and the channel is about me and my life and my travels, and she's definitely a part of that, right? So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we're too cringe when we're on camera, you know, not like these two. Like, oh.
Yeah, we always kiss on
Yeah,
camera.
always.
Kiss
all the
and make
time,
out.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any desire. Do you to just start a couple channel?
No,
But you
I
had-
think it's not for me.
But you had a follow-up for Peachy though.
Okay, let's say it's not a couple channel. It
Right.
still remain your channel.
Okay.
But then he asked you and said, quit your job, hop on my bike, we go and explore the world together.
Would I do it?
Would you do it?
I mean, probably no.
She would be like, where were we going? Is it going to be hot? Is it going to rain?
Can we get a car, like a big van or something? I would be uncomfortable. Fine, but for me, I would prefer to have my own job. So I like, do my own things and take care of myself. I don't want to rely on someone because
But-
at some point you don't know what's gonna happen. You'd be like, get out of my house now.
Just wait, a couple years from now, they're gonna be like,
Remember
Paddy and Peachy.
Yeah.
Travels.
Yeah. So just wait, just
What
wait.
about, I've got a follow-up question then. Let's say you guys get divorced, right? Big breakup. And you're like,
Harsh.
screw you. And you deleted the channel to spite the fact that he'd been on a lot of the videos, right? And then you started your own YouTube channel and you started your own second channel. Like, so you've got Note's channel, you've got Flora's channel. Who would get the most subscribers after a year?
Okay, first of all, Flora will not delete the video or the channel because it's under her name.
Okay.
All the
Yeah,
money
it
goes into
actually-
her account.
It's actually my channel.
But
I
let's
get
say
all
you
the
started
revenue.
from zero because you were like, no, it's too many memories. I'm starting a new channel. And it can be about anything, you could do
Yeah.
you could do about Muay Thai and you could do
Yeah.
about cooking, it doesn't, whatever.
I
But
think-
who would get the
That's
most
a
stuff?
tough
I think
one.
I would get more followers.
Yeah.
If you look at our channel, most of the thumbnail is my face. My face is on it.
You're the
I'm the face
brand.
of the channel. I just
brand.
let you to have the name in front of, Flora and Note instead of Note and Flora.
When is this divorce? When is this divorce happening? I'm gonna be
Where's the city hall?
like, we had people comment saying, couples channels break up a lot this year. I hope you don't break up. So we get like weird comments like that.
Drama.
Yeah, but it's kind of tough on your mental health when you are showing so much and doing so much online and sharing your life. And so, what are some things that you have done over the past 3 years to take care of your mental health while being a YouTuber?
Traveling less, getting a home base in Bangkok, getting a gym membership and going every day as much as I can without burning out too much. Not taking YouTube seriously, like not getting too hyped when the growth spikes and the views spike. Sometimes you get a viral thing and don't let that affect you. It doesn't change your mood because you know how quickly it can go down and you know how quickly you can get into a lull. So I'm just not really getting soaked up in the ego of it all and just going week by week, trying to remain consistent. I like to upload one good video a week and then just move on to the next one. I don't frantically change titles and thumbnails and get worried about, oh my God, my video went in at number 10 and all of the negative, toxic things that come with like the analytical side of the algorithm stuff of YouTube. Not really paying much attention to it, just moving on and just floating through the journey and seeing where it spits you out eventually. Like we talk about, there are other channels that have been doing this for 10 years, for 15 years, and they're on 3 million, 10 million subscribers, and it just never ends. It never ends. There's no trophy at the end that says, congratulations, you win YouTube. Now you can retire. It's just never ending. So just knowing that and just not thinking about it too much and make the channel just go with you, alongside you. I felt like at the beginning, I definitely struggled with thinking that I was my YouTube channel and the YouTube channel was me, because it was called Paddy Doyle and it was about me, right? Now I just try to separate them. I have my YouTube face and my YouTube mode, but then I turn the camera off and I'm hanging out with you, watching scary movies, hanging out in Bangkok, going on little trips. How many trips have we been on that we never filmed and uploaded? We went to Scotland, we went to England,
Just
twice.
a tiny bit, but yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit, and
Easy.
we don't have to share everything. But having that very clear barrier of what your YouTube channel is and who you are and separating them, that was really important. And it took me about 2 years to learn that. Okay, I got a question for you guys, right?
Okay.
So let's say people are watching this and they want to start a couple travel channel. What advice would you give them?
To be honest with yourself and with each other, what's your strength and weakness? Because it took us at least like the first 2 years, really, to figure out that he's not great at talking to the camera, and I'm natural talking to the camera, but he's better at local interactions and spontaneous things happening. Like he's really good with that, but I'm more like taken back about, I don't know how to react to it as much. So it's just, we have our own strengths and weaknesses, even for the editing things as well. Editing as well, it's like he's better at this, I'm better at that. So figuring that out and helping each other be better at what you're already good at.
We notice a lot of new couple travel channels. They try to include both of them in everything. Like, I'm gonna say this about this place, and you say this about this place. But if one of us is not good at it, why force the other person to do things that they're not good at, and it will show, like it looks awkward,
Yeah.
and it's
I think
not
that's
natural.
Really good advice.
You don't have to be fair, just be good.
That's what I'm jealous of. Like when I watch your videos, I'm like, oh, you have that dynamism, you have that, you can bounce off each other. You're good at like your thing, and you're good at your thing. And sometimes I just think, oh, I can only concentrate on one aspect. You know, I definitely aren't. I'm not very good at pronouncing Hua Hin, for example. Hua Hin.
Hua Hin.
Okay, last question. Since you went full time, because you quit your job and then you got together and you combined your brains and you went into the deep end doing YouTube full time, how has that changed your relationship?
Oh, it's so much better.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I think we are.
Because now you're business partners.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we're at our prime right now. Like, life is good. Things are looking bright for us. And
We have the same goal.
we share
Before,
the same goal.
it was tougher because he had his work. His mind is not on YouTube, not on our future plans. His work is, I need to focus on this. But once he is full-time doing this together with me, we're able to align our goals, and planning and everything is just like we're on the same path. So I think that really helps us in a relationship, as well as like for YouTube, to have more opportunities to grow. We have a lot of more time in our day now that we can actually spend time
Playing badminton.
playing
Yeah.
badminton, or we just enjoy things and enjoy our time together. And YouTube is, it's, as you said, like not everything is online. We don't film every day. We film like once a week, twice a week maybe, sometimes no filming for 2 months.
Lazy.
But
Could say that. We're taking it in.
we have a good like
I'm just
work-life balance, and yeah.
Is that it? Do you have any more? Or is that it?
Was there at any point during your YouTube career that you're ready to quit?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm done.
Loads. Loads of times.
Really? No one would have been able to tell from the outside.
I'm always complaining, aren't I? I'm like, I don't want to. I don't want to edit this video. I'm so over this. I'm tired. I don't want to travel anymore.
And what was your backup plan?
I feel like, you know what it is? Sometimes I just need to go for a good walk. You know, sometimes when I go for a walk around the park, I get loads of ideas, and I get back and I go, oh my God, I know how to edit that video now. Oh, I know how to do that. I know how to plan. Oh, I've got this idea about, should we go to Koh Samui and see Flora and Note and like catch up and stuff, because they're going to go to Kazakhstan. And then we're not, it's just like being excited. But I think I am a miserable bastard by default. So.
Really? We don't know that.
I never thought I was going to finish the provinces because of the COVID situation. I thought that was just dragging on, and it took 13 months. And I thought everyone was going to sick and tired of me. And then when I went to Vietnam, I thought no one's going to watch this anymore. My channel's going to die. And then when I went to Borneo and I had a burnout, and I thought, oh my God, I'm not enjoying life anymore. And every time I've had a down, I've just come back to Bangkok, reset, hit the gym, eat good food, lose a bit of weight, go for a nice long walk, listen to some music, get a great idea, and bounce back and just crack on.
Do you ever worry about Paddy when he's traveling?
Sometimes, but not always.
What was the
Because-
one time that you got really worried then, or like most worried?
I don't know. Like, sometimes when you do dangerous thing and I'm like, oh, it sounds scary. It sounds like it's unsafe, and I wasn't sure if, like I wasn't there to like be the brain and
So you guys are like Pinky and the Brain.
She's really good at supporting me whenever I make mistakes. Like she's like the unofficial producer. The brain. She's the brains behind
That's
this
why
channel.
I prefer like working behind the scene or like be a supporter.
Also, I'll come up with ideas like, oh, do you think I should go here and do this and do this and do this? And she'll go, do you really think that's a good idea? And I just, then I start thinking about it.
Thinking
and I go,
about it a
no,
little
yeah,
bit
you're right,
more.
that's a dumb idea. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that chilled out video. It's nice to just take a break from traveling around a little bit. And it was a great trip to Samui to catch up with friends, look at some land, and to, look back and reflect on what we've achieved. And just share some of our honest feelings about being on this platform. Like I said at the start, if you have any extra questions that didn't get answered, feel free to drop them in the comments and I'll try to get back to as many people as I can. Thanks for watching and I'll see you all next week.